He says mother, he says, every time we kiss, he says mother, he says, at a time like this, he says mother, he says, he's on the language of love. He says sortie, he says, takes me in his arms, he says sortie, he says, meaning all my charms, he says sortie, he says, he's on the language of love. He says chick, chick, you told me, so are we living? I'm thinking of living in flat. He says tick, tick, the jam the old ticker is given. He can't talk later than that. He says mother, he says, every time we kiss, he says mother, he says, at a time like this, he says mother, he says, in that impossible tone, we'll bring on nobody's mother but his own. He says Jackson, he says, and my name's Sophie. He says Jackson, he says, shoot the snoot for me. He says Jackson, he says, he's on the language of love. He says woo woo, he says, when he likes my heart, he says, but what the heck is that? He says woo-hoo, he's on the language of love. He says hip hip with William, now babe, we're cooking another expressions to it. He says we're in the groove and the groove is good looking. Sounds like his headphones don't fit. He says mother, he says, every time we kiss, he says mother, he says, at a time like this, he says mother, he says, in that impossible tone.